So hi everyone, thank you for coming to part 2 of my video on men's mental health. The first one kind of circled around my mental health and other men's mental health, but this video is strictly going to be talking about my very own mental health and my very own struggles of my own and things that I have to deal with. And to be honest, I'm going to be airing out a lot of things when it comes to my personal life, work, family, career. So if any of those people who know me personally, yes, I'm talking about you. You may not care, but this is my story, and one day someone's gonna find this video. One day someone is going to look back at this and be like, you know what? He did tell us. So please sit back and enjoy the ride, ladies and gentlemen. I see you guys. Well, now. So I want to pick off where I left off, basically from like the intro and everything. It has been so heavy because I am a sunshine of light. I am a chosen one. I am a ray of light. And when you're like in a family tree or in a bloodline where it is constantly tainted and where you are just used for certain things and it's cool when it's useful, and then when it's not, when you're like no longer of good use, you're kind of discarded, and you are just there just to be there, and you're fine just to be fine, and that's not really helpful. It is quite honestly really disrespectful. You know, my mental health, and I don't know if it's like a test from Yahuwah, from Allah, from a God, test from God, or like Yahuwah, or anything like that. But it's been like a lot of trials and tribulations with my mental health, especially as a man and being gay. And it's kind of crazy because I don't have a coming out story at all. I live in toxic environments like all my life, and it's kind of like you go online or social media basically now, and it's like, oh, people say change your story, and it's like, I want to change my story, but how can I change my story when I'm still living in an environment where I'm unable to change, or I'm unable to grow, or I have to deal with other people's problems, or if I even for a second think of myself, I'm going to be called selfish, disrespectful, or ignorant, or stupid. And I do have mommy issues. I do have daddy issues. Both my parents are homophobic as shit. Black parents, I'm sorry, but they're not. I'm sorry, but like, black parents are not necessarily beating the allegations of homophobia because it is so fucking rampant. Especially too, with my mom, it's like, you know that I'm gay, but you asking for styling advice. But when I come out, quote unquote, looking better than you or some sorts, it is a competition. It is something stuck up your ass, something stuck up my ass. Oh, did I birth a boy or did I birth a girl? Why are you bringing a bag everywhere? Why are you getting all dressed up in fabulosity? And it's literally like, I could wear this outfit right now, even though I do look fabulous. It's just a basic tank top with a button-up shirt and baggy jeans. Yes, it's still fancy, but I just know how to accessorize. But compared to someone who gets up in suits and gowns every day, wear heels every day, or dress shoes, they're gonna be like, that's fancy street fashion. Because I mean, usefulness, useful and stuff. And I hear things like that, and I tell you, don't bring that gay shit ish around me. But yet you want it around me, and I sometimes I also listen to my spiritual advisors as well. They're like, oh no, don't be mad at the person, be mad at the spirit, be mad at the demon that's inside of them. But like, I listen to that, I understand that, but like, you know, you're operating in that field, in that realm, so it's basically you. And with my father, it's the same exact rhetoric, same exact thing. It started with him first, then it trickled down to my mother. Because when I was younger, my mom was my biggest champion of, oh my gosh, you're so being whimsical and cool and artsy and whatnot was like the coolest, hippest thing for me to be. Because I, like, even when I was a child, like playing with dolls didn't make me gay when I was a child. me like, and it's like that stuff didn't make me gay at all. Like younger, and my creativity still doesn't mean make me. I'm talking about when I was a child and stuff. But I'm still trying to figure out like you claim that you're like my biggest supporter. You never was my biggest supporter. That shit was off of performance. When I was like in school, I went to all white school. So you can already imagine how that went for me. Everyone's experience is different. But for me, I had to pop off at the mouth a lot. I had to throw hands a lot. I had to defend myself to such a degree a child shouldn't have to do. But like when you like are when white people teach their kids violence against people that are against not theirs, and then try to say it's black folk, it's kind of crazy, but that's a conversation for a whole other day. But just having that basic survival skills at that young age, and then you go home, and then you have to apply those same survival skills against your father when you're in elementary school and you're in middle school, and your mom knew about your abuse as a child, but yet decided, I'm sorry, but I put my mom in the mix, but decided to be a bird. And when she saw you acting out, when she saw you taking things that didn't belong to you, when she saw you lying or really crashing out when you were a child, and like no one even questioned it, and I said, that's my first anger really started. And that's when I those type of toys didn't make me gay or queer at all. I love fashion when I was younger, that didn't make me gay at all. You know, I got bullied for liking fantasy, for not liking sports, for liking musicals, for liking all the creativity stuff you could think a child would like at that young age, and having it be killed and destroyed, and only for it to come back up when you're a full grown adult. And I strictly remember when I wanted to be a model, my mom's like, oh, you don't have the looks for you, the clear skin, you're too this, you're too that, the model's not gonna do this. Or when it came to styling my hair, as I got older too, it's like, they're not gonna go for your creativity and consider, trust me, I know. It's always been, trust me, I know better than you attitude. And I wish I could say, oh, I have a mom that fully supports me, but no, I have a mom that criticizes me. And that's when I knew, oh, Jeremiah, you're in for a bumpy ride. That's when I knew my mom's a bird. That's when I knew my daddy was an abuser. That's when I knew my mental health was declining each and every single day. That's when I knew what self, was. That's when I knew what those thoughts were. That's when I knew depression was. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is that. Like this is like, I'm literally sitting here at deaf doors right now. At deaf's ears. Experiencing this. And also too, when I was younger, I thought I low-key was gay as a child. And I wasn't touched at all. But I sit here and I'm kind of like, when younger boys take showers with their dads, I was like, did something happen? Like, I genuinely started questioning my entire existence at life. I started questioning. That's when I was like, do I belong on earth? Do I belong here in this earthly realm? When I was a child, I said to myself, I don't know what I'm going to do. I remember vividly, anytime my dad was like, oh, do you like boys? When I got the shower, he drive me off. Do you like boys? Do you like boys? Do you like any guys? It was like, for some reason, when I was a child, it was the obsession of my sexuality when I was a child. When I was younger, I couldn't be a kid. That I look back at it, I did have kid-like experiences, but in reality, I couldn't be one. In reality, I was being abused, and other people saw it. When I was young, I grew up in a complex building, when I knew other neighborhood kids that the parents saw, oh, this kid's getting abused at home, but nobody stepped in. And it was kind of seeing like the lies, like I said in my previous video, fuck F-U-C-K to every single person who are best friends with my mom and my dad, whoever, even my aunts and uncles, whoever, even cousins, whoever believed or even thought the fact that I was the one being evil to them, that I was the problem, that I wasn't doing this and I wasn't doing that, when it was really all just projection from my family, when it was all just projection because my dad is an ancient man to my fucking mother. And the reason why both of them are the reason why my mental health was draining, yes, they were beneficial to me in very important avenues of my life. But now that I'm an adult and I'm 20 years old, it's really scaring me, and it's scary towards me because like when I first started working, I didn't have control over my own finances. My mom did. I didn't learn when I got out of high school how to save money, right? Because I didn't control that. I wasn't the one that was like, we're taking money out of this. My mom had full control, so I didn't even know. But once I started working more and more and she helped me open my own banking account. I was like, ooh, let me go here, and there. And having the wrong friends around me also didn't help. And then growing up and seeing all the vices in the lust. When I say lust, I'm not talking about X-Mex or anything like that. That I would see they have trickle down to me. And I'm not religious, but there's a verse in the Bible that says the sins of the father becomes the sins of the child. And that's what I feel like I'm experiencing right now, the karma, because I don't do shit to people. I know that for a fact. I know myself. Many people who truly know me, know me. I know that this karma that I face is not my own. It's my family's, and it's rubbing off on me. And I could try so hard to escape, but for some reason it just didn't work out the way I wanted to work out for real. And it's kind of crazy because I feel my glow and then I feel my youthfulness fading away each day I stay in this environment. And it's like I don't have a car or my driver's license to even do that, or have enough money that I was making before in the past to even put myself through those classes. Because when I did, I was always told, no, put it off, don't do it. We pay for it. I kept listening to that rhetoric. I never ended up doing it. The money I did have, I would spend it because I was doing content creation. I was buying clothes and beauty products and stuff like that for my filming and stuff, and outfits that I was doing on YouTube. And old YouTube channels that got taken down. I had faced workplace harassment, bullying, ostracizing, high school mentality in workplace environments. My hours being cut because out of envy and jealousy, working in workplace environments where I thought I could regulate my nervous system, but only for people to make me nervous and have anxiety on purpose to get me in trouble for certain avenues of the job. When I tell you I've been through so much shit, to feel like to quit now is an understatement, but I really do want to quit. Like, I literally started praying again. I took a break from praying, and then I was part of a friend group that was belittling me, that I didn't feel respected in, left that, went back to pray again. I couldn't even pray again. Then I go back, and I'm going through this entire avenue of my head, like, where is my place in life? And the sad part of this entirety of this ordeal is that I'm lost. I literally said to myself, if I don't become successful before I reach 30 years old, I am ending it. And I came so content with that idea. It literally hurts my heart and hurts my stomach that I've been dealing with this type of issue since I was a child. Bro, what do you mean? Like, honestly, what do you mean? Like, this is actually sending me to the moon. And it's also like, when I also do music and sing, y'all can say it's good or bad, or is it terrible or not. I don't really care. But I've been trying to master my voice, learn how to do things, learn how to help myself when it comes to tweaking music, finding to create beats for myself and learn how to do beats. And I'm saying like to myself, like, I don't know what to do. I reach out for help. People don't want to help me. And it's like people always tell you, oh, always ask questions, reach out for help. And I ask questions and I reach out for help, and you know what I get told? To shut up, to shut down. I get attitude. So I stopped asking questions. I just did it for the audacity just to do it. I just do what I want to do. because I was always getting shut down, whether it's from friends, ex coworkers, even family. Do you not understand the horrors in that? Like the horror in that. It's like you want you to do well, but don't do better than us. And it's kind of crazy because one of my aunts, she divested from the family. Good on her. I'm trying to do that. But even from her, it's kind of like, oh, why don't you go here? Why don't you go here? But you're not supporting me. Like, you got all this money, but you're not supporting me, though. You tell me to do this and do that. And I'm like, well, can you help me do this and do that? You don't want to. You know why? Because you're envious. And I started realizing that now. The people that constantly tell me, oh, just to do this and do that. And they act like they're giving me a helping hand. So when I go out to reach for it, like it's like when you do a trust fall and the person's right behind you, but then you happen to look up and they're not there anymore. That's exactly what I get each and every time when I'm surrounded by my family or if I'm in my family. And so only one family member that I truly, truly like and care for, and I hope she feels the same for me, is my cousin. It's actually like devastating. And there is like one particular horror that I also can't unsee. It's always change yourself. You're embarrassing the family against the neighbors. You're embarrassing us against the neighbors. Like, look how you dress. Look how you look. You look like a problem. You look like an issue. And it's kind of trying to create that insecurity in me. I don't have an insecurity, but it's always like, it's also, let me try to find something for other people when I go out into the world to find an issue with me. And it's always like, tone it down, dim your light, you're doing too much, don't dress crazy. And the only reason why they say I don't dress crazy is because I dress fucking well and better than them. It's just the homophobia is because I'm gay. Because allegedly gay people dress crazy, and I don't know how gay people dress. I'm gay and I still don't know how gay people dress. And it's always like, oh, I know gay people. I went to the clubs, I've been to the environments, I grew up. No, you haven't. You're just stupid and you're fucking homophobic. Because my other aunt has, one of my aunts has gay friends, and I kind of see why they hate you. Like, I'm talking to both my mom and my dad right now. I'm like, I see why they don't like you. And then you're looking at me and trying to throw all this religious stuff at me. And then you wonder why I don't like you anymore. Like, the love that I did have for my mom and for my dad and for my family died when I was in elementary school. And I'm being so honest right now, and the whole, like, a waste of if you don't talk about it, you're gonna cry. You don't talk about it, you're gonna do something dangerous to yourself if you don't talk about it. So my love for my family died when I was in middle school. I don't say I love you to them anymore. I don't even say that to them. Like, I also saw a video on TikTok where this woman was like, even though you could just change the genders, but she said, my daughter, my daughter can't say her mom, she can't say my mom was a bird. She can't say my mom was jealous and envious. She can't say my mom was a fool. She can't say my mama hated me. She can't say my parents did this. But I don't have that. I don't have that. And anytime if I want to do branch off to get my driver's license, I have to change how I look to do it. I have to change my hair color. I have to change how I dress. I have to compromise my morality, oh my gosh, that's a big word for Elmo. You know what I'm trying to say? My morality, and my myself, my inner self. For that, I'm not doing that. And then I'd rather fucking suffer than fall to the hands and knees of my abusers. And I feel like if I don't make this video now or have this out now so the world knows the truth, I just don't know what actually could happen, what might happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what could or might not happen. So that's why I'm like, I want this video out now to expose the truth, my mental health, so people know where I stand. Because I know in my future, I'm going to be rich and famous. I know in my future, I'm promised a lot of things. And once you get to certain levels, you can't really open up about your mental health issues unless you're going to be ostracized by the public. And I already been dragged by fan bases and stuff like that for some of my opinions. I'm not trying to do that when I get up there. So I'm outing it myself all out now on the table now before the storm gets and the soil and the foundation gets more shakier than it already is. Then I sat down with myself and I realized the people or the person I could say who can talk so much about other people's problems but never their own problem and blame their problems on someone else and go to imbeciles to other people about said person's problem or said person doing this to them, you're the main fucking issue. Because I'm trying to figure out what the fuck happened in both y'all's childhood where you're putting it on me. I already know my dad. My dad actually should be in jail for being a gangbanger when he was fucking younger and trying to use that to scare me. You already, like, and this is the message to my dad. You already punched me, kicked me down, spit on me, cursed me out, dragged me. Like, you did all those things to me. What more can you possibly do? And to my mother. Anytime when I went to go to high school and dress fabulously, the way I was meant to be put on this earth to do, you were, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and tell your daddy to show me what you're wearing. Like, anytime I show any ounce of creativity, I'm gonna show your father. Like, I'm gonna tell your father so he could beat you up and abuse you. I remember when I went to my doctor's, and I was doing a wellness checkup for my doctor. And I was telling all these things, and the doctor called my mom. And my mom's like, "What did you tell the doctor?" She said to me, "You're lucky that you told this doctor, because if you told a different doctor, CPS would be here. CPS should be here." You know how many times I had threatened to call CPS on my parents? How many times I had threatened to call? I have CPS saved in my phone. I still to this day have CPS's phone number saved in my fucking phone. And the prevention lines as well too. I could write an entire memoir and do an entire series on things that was told to me, but there's so much things. But the worst of the worst things that was told to me, I remember when I used to work at this makeup company, big makeup brand. Not gonna say which one it is. This guy tried to traffic me into going to the Hamptons, where all the celebrities, rich people go to for the parties and stuff like that. This man, bald-headed white man, tried to traffic me to go over there. Fast forward, came home, a coworker had dropped me off home because I wasn't feeling safe and everything like that. Forget about how my coworkers were thinking in their head, because I knew they really didn't give a shit. But it's worse that they have to follow quote-unquote protocol. But I won't forget the day my mom told me that how I look was the reason why he tried to ex-traffic me. And I posted that story on TikTok, and I reposted it so many times. I could try to find it and post it either in this video or the next video that I might do. But it's things like that shows me, oh, I have an abusive mother. I have an abusive father. And they still are abusing me, even at my big age of 20. And I'm working all these jobs. I can't even save money, but I've been saving money, but my money is going to my dreams. Like, I'm compromising and sacrificing my well-being, staying in an abusive environment so my dreams can take off. That is so heartbreaking to me. And the only reason why we don't have a car is because my dad doesn't know how to fucking drive. It's like car accident here, car accident there. Yes, good thing he is alive, but it's like, bro. And taking Ubers here and Ubers there, and I'm also trying to start my own business. It only takes $100 to open up my business account, but I'm unable to do it. And I have to file federal taxes for it soon. I'm not making a cent there, and then then I got money for helping out my neighbors. And then I use that money to go to the city, to a fashion event with my cousin and stuff like that. And we got some very nice things and some vintage luxury things that are real, by the way. They're real. It's very expensive. Even that became a focal point of my fashion brand and me doing content, as you guys can see on my TikTok and on my YouTube as well, and even on Instagram, just by posting stuff, because you do get paid from posting. But I haven't really been seeing revenue from doing that either. Because a part of me is like, what's the point? I'm not even making money from doing content creation, because you have to have over X amount or a certain amount of followers, and it's like, bro, please. It's things like that that grinds my gears as to why my mental health has been declining. And then like I'm getting invited to do this event, do this event, and do this and do that. And kind of support here, but I'm being talked down on. Oh, mom, I'm starting my own business, but I'm being talked down on. It's criticisms. It's not even a helping hand. It's, well, how you gonna pay for this? How you gonna do this? Don't come over here looking over here for money, because we're not gonna fucking help you. It's things like that where it's like, damn. And then when I ask other people, and I not even asking people, I just tell other people, say, oh, we could give you money and help you this. And I'm like, oh, yes, no problem. And then I'm sitting in back in my mind, like, oh, shit, if I accept money from this person, they'll go ahead and tell my mom. And then my mom's going to make a whole thing about it and make it fucking negative. So I can't accept the helping hand because she's going to find out about it. And she's always like, God is telling me this. God, no, it's not God. You're a witch. The devil is telling you shit. Being spies. Because anytime something good comes around and I won't go ahead and do it, it's always tied to your ass. And I don't know if I said an incantation or manifested something, but it's like, so for some reason, my destiny has to be tied to my family. And I don't like this shit. And I don't know if I'm my family. It's karma or God put me in this family for some fucking reason. I don't know. And I truly don't get it. And I think that angers me so much more, because I always ask God, I ask Yahuwah, I ask Allah, Jesus, what is my purpose on this planet? What is my purpose on this realm, in this family, with my family? I get no answer. And it's like, I'm just here to fucking exist. So if I don't know my purpose on this planet, then like, what the fuck am I here for? You know? So that's where my mental health just be declining. Like, it just be going down. And the craziest thing is, you may ask, did your parents drink at all? No. Did your parents smoke at all? No. Did your parents do Uggs at all? No. So that's my only explanation for the anger that I could getting as a child, even now into my early 20s. Just turned 20, about to be 21 this year. With no further education, but I guess it is what it is. But it's in Yahuwah's hands, and it's in Allah's hands and God's hands. But you think for all that anger and hatred, you think those vices will be the reason? No, that leads me to believe it's spiritual, and it's the spirit of jealousy and envy and hatred, and the spirit of projection. And you witnessing your karma play out in front of your face. But you still can't fathom it at all. And side note, my grandfather's birthday's coming up. You know what they told me? And my grandfather's birthday's coming. You know what they told me? We're gonna be around people of our culture. We're gonna be around African people. They're old school, so you better take the nails off. You're gonna be around family members, like family members that already haven't seen me. No, friends. They don't want to see you. They want to see you. You're gonna embarrass your family. It's always gonna embarrass the family. You're gonna embarrass this person. You're embarrassing us in front of the neighborhood. You're embarrassing us. You're such an embarrassment. You're an embarrassment. You are embarrassing the family. You're embarrassing the family. You are embarrassing the family. But in the same fucking breath is, Jeremiah doesn't smoke, Jeremiah doesn't do drugs, Jeremiah's not in a gang, Jeremiah's not having people over at the house, Jeremiah's not throwing parties, Jeremiah's not throwing... So how can you say I'm an embarrassment to the family in the same fucking breath say... How can you say I'm not an embarrassment to the family, but still say in the same fucking breath I'm an embarrassment to the family? So if I'm not doing all those YN gangbangers things, those what you call those baby kids activities, those hoodlum kids activities, but you said I'm embarrassing the family, bitch, you're embarrassing the family. Shut the fuck up. So how am I embarrassing the family? Projection, like I said, it's the spirit of projection. And it's the demons and the devils that come through your mouth that you could speak about. Literally, everyone in Spain can speak about how much I'm such a problem. How I'm not doing this for myself. The only reason why you feel like that way because I don't tell you what I do. I don't tell you what I do. I don't tell you about my hopes and dreams anymore. I stopped that. I stopped that. I don't connect with you anymore because you're not the same mother I once knew when I was a child. But yet again, the real version of you start to appear over the ages. It's all a facade and a performance to show that you're such a loving, caring mother, that you are such a loving, caring father. So, forgive me one day if y'all see this. 'Cause I already know the consequences of them might come to this. You came on the internet and you said this about us. You came here on the internet and you said this about you exposing. I don't care. I don't mind going no contact. And that's when I have a child, I be damned if they're in the same position that I am in right now. That they're doing tell me all, exposing their mental health video because they can't talk to me about it. They can't talk to someone else about it because the people that they want to talk to are gonna run back to me and I might lash out at them. Are you kidding me? And that's when I have my future family. I want to try to heal the best way that I can to heal the inner child in me, the hurt in me, before I go ahead and raise a fucking child. Because I was raised in a quiet on the creek type of family. You don't tell nobody. You keep it in you go into abuse. Someone's touching you. You don't tell nobody else about it. You keep it in the family. We deal about it in closed doors. You don't go out there telling nobody. That's the type of mentality that I grew up in, and I don't want to raise that for my future child or my future husband. Yes, because bitch, I'm gay. My future husband, my future significant other, my future son or daughter, in that type of lifestyle, in that type of climate where they have to feel the way that I feel right now, in my early 20s, still. Or feel or be around them and such if they even still make it around them, around that type of family members and type around them to make sure they don't experience what I'm experiencing. Anyway, y'all, this is gonna be probably a series I'm going to do on men's mental health. This is gonna be part 2 of part 1. I just posted part 1. This is gonna be part 2, and I might release part 3 later on today. So I see you guys soon.